Hey guys, Brad Pryor here with Grit Branded. Talking with a buddy of mine, Casey 2 today. Casey, what do you do for a living?
I operate KC2 custom leather and saddles here in Weatherford, Texas. We've been in business for probably 13 years, and just that's pretty much what we've been doing.
Yeah, dude. So what all the stuff you make? Saddles, belts.
Yeah, we specialize really in saddles, tack, a lot of personal customizable products. For a lot of years, we were custom only. Pretty much, we did nothing but custom orders, and we've gotten to making some stuff for inventory and some tack and reins and all that kind of stuff too. And we do some briefcases and personal items like that. But the saddles we are really busy on, so it's hard to squeeze everything else in with the saddles. But yeah, it's been good. We've been very blessed. We've had got a lot of business right now.
Saddles seem to be the longest time frame as far as turning them around.
Oh yeah. We got some of the old time saddle makers would be like I always heard forever 40 hours like on a saddle, and I mean I don't know how you can get them done that fast, in all honesty. But we've got some that we're working on right now that are 7/8 tooled, a lot of carving, and I mean I guarantee 150 hours probably on one of those saddles.
Oh wow, a lot of tooling or just
yeah,
generally?
on a 7/8 tooled saddle. I mean everything's tooled but the seat pretty much. So it's I would say probably double the time of tooling on the saddle of building it. It is a lot of hours at the stamping bench.
Well, what do you think separates you from the competition or anybody that's doing it?
I don't know. There's a lot of great saddle makers, and there's a lot of saddle makers who are better than me for sure. I've been building saddles for 7 or 8 years, so I'm aware I've got a long ways to go, but we're building really, I think, as good a saddle as anybody right now. So we build all of our saddles on with Herman oak leather. We use a lot of Lewis and hog trees and that kind of deal, and you can get off in the weeds on. There's a lot of different things that you can do, and different trees and different materials and stuff. But we're pretty much a 100% custom saddle shop. You order it exactly how you want it, and we build it that way. So it's one at a time saddle, and that's why we've got a 2-3 year wait list, because we're one at a time, fully custom.
You use the same leather on the belts as you do on the saddles?
Yeah, it all comes from Herman Oak Tannery there in St. Louis, Missouri. They're the oldest tannery in the U.S., so one of the only tanneries left in the U.S. that's 100% an American-made product. And I've stamped with some other leather here and there. I just don't think that anything else has come close to the quality that Herman Oak produces.
Really?
So we use it on just about everything.
How long you been doing this?
Well, I started kind of tinkering around with it, I guess I would say, like when I was in high school. I was pretty young, and we had a lot of, I'm originally from Montana, so when I was up there, my best friend, his mom had like a little hobby type of a leather shop, and, I was 15, 16 years old team roping, so broke all the time. So, you had to do some repairs, and I was like, you know what, I think I can make some headstalls and stuff and sell them with the ropings. So we started doing that, and had no luck, but I liked the work. Like, I would make 10 headstalls, couldn't sell them. Like, they weren't very good, but I enjoyed it enough that I just kept doing it. And then when I came to college here at Weatherford College, my brother-in-law, Landon Williams, he actually was like, hey, you want to build me some headstalls? And he had some repairs for me to do. So we went to Tandy, and he helped me get started, helped me like buy some tools and stuff to get going. And I just loved it, and started building some headstalls and knife sheaths and stuff like that for other guys at Weatherford there, like on the rodeo team and stuff, and just loved it. So I was kind of not the best student at that time, because I would stay up all night long working, and then I'd be in class the next day, falling asleep the whole day in class, trying to stay awake. But yeah, it's just kind of been a long journey from there. Just it takes a long time to get good at it. And I mean, I didn't have anybody teaching me, so it was kind of self-taught.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's the same way my business was put together. Like, I had people that I watched do things and picked up on, but basically a lot of it's just me learning myself how to do it. We wasn't a roadmap for After P. It just kind of happened. So
yeah. Well, I think that's the way. If you're going to master something, you just have to, I think, get in the weeds and just figure out all the nitty-gritty, dirty details of, just you have to figure out a system that works for you. Yeah. I mean,
top to bottom. I've done everything from the bottom to the top. So it's like knowing all that, I think, has helped me with my business, being able to know everything.
Yeah.
I'm not just the owner. I actually done it all physically. So I think it makes a big difference when you go into something like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're trying to teach other people how to do it and you've never done it, it's, you don't understand the ins and outs and how hard some of the stuff is. Yeah, you got to know all that.
I've worked for people like that before. I've had a couple of jobs in my life, but before or after P, but that was a pretty frustrating thing, is having somebody that's trying to tell you how to do something, they don't have a clue.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's tough. And there's so many parts. Building the stuff like you guys build, I mean, it's obviously at a way bigger scale, but as far as just parts and detail, it'd be similar to like a saddle or something. There's so many little things that you have to know the exact precise way to do everything. And it's like, I mean, if you had to write down everything, I mean, you'd be there for a month writing everything down, just
for
all
sure.
the little things.
Yeah. I try to write a book out about how to do it. That'd be crazy, or a guide, I guess to say. So why does it not get monotonous? I mean, like day to day, if it's the same. To me, it would drive me crazy just sitting there tooling all day long.
Sometimes it is. We try to break things up a little bit. We've gotten where we have so many saddles on order now that we're trying to take a break from saddles a couple times a year and spend some time building belt and building spur straps and stuff. And that can get a little bit, if you're building the same pattern and all that kind of stuff all the time, it gets a little monotonous. The style of tooling that we've kind of become known for, not really because we wanted it that way, but just I've been in the rodeo world my whole life, team roping. Team ropers and calf ropers, they have an idea about what is quality leatherwork, and it all for them comes from like Howard Council, Billy Hogg, Jeff Peach, David Barnes, and Rick War. I mean, there's so many great saddle makers, but they've kind of created their own style of tooling, and Howard would be the original kind of founder of that style of tooling, and that's what they all like. So I've just gotten so many orders for that style of tooling over the years that a good portion of our tooling all has that look to it. And when you get to doing, like, we build belts for Teskies, and we build, we've sold a lot of belts through Teskies, and they're pretty much all that style. So when you get an order for 30 belts to tool in a row, it's like, oh, that's a long week, 2 weeks at the stamping bench tooling the same flower over and over. So it can get that way, but you still have enough custom stuff and enough different styles of tooling. We get into Sheridan style tooling, which I love. And
what is that?
Sheridan style tooling would be like it gets the name from Sheridan, Wyoming, which is where King Saddlery was, and Don King really kind of revolutionized the way that floral tooling. He created a style that's just really, really cool, and a lot of people love it. And Chester Hape and Don Butler, a lot of great saddle makers up there, kind of mimicked all that same style of tooling, and it's just beautiful. It's one of my favorite styles, and like even Howard Council's tooling is a different style, but its roots I think are based in that style also. So it's basically like the flow of the floral pattern basically is kind of like circles that are kind of intertwined, and yeah, it's kind of complicated to explain, but yeah, it gets its name from King Saddlery in Sheridan, Wyoming.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I know in my business, there's I don't say no to my clients because we're all custom. So when what is the tooling that you just cringe when somebody asks for that you don't like?
Oh man, I don't know. For a long time, I didn't like doing poinsettias, which is a West Texas type of deal. Really around Amarillo there, a lot of guys up there, and in the rodeo world, Larry Duggan really made it popular. But I didn't like tooling that for a long time. Now I've gotten to where I'm kind of good enough at tooling it that I don't mind that. But for the most part, all floral tooling, I like doing a little bit of everything. I'm kind of most people that are either good at tooling like Sheridan style or the other style like Howard and Billy and everybody really made popular, which doesn't really have a name. I feel like I want to name it one of these days because I don't know. Basically, between Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Texas, it's been a really popular style. So I don't know if you could call it the Architect style of tooling or what you'd call it.
Name it whatever you want, man.
Name it whatever you want. But yeah, I like all the floral tooling. I've never really messed with Northwest tooling a lot, and that's a whole different jungly type of style. But yeah, I don't do a lot of basket stamping or geometric stamping. I don't have anything against it, but people just tend to order floral tooling from us.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So, shit, I just lost my train of thought. I had it. Okay. So if I'm your customer coming in, I'm new to the industry because a lot of people that listen to this podcast are new to the industry and in the industry. What is that process like when you go to lay something out? With them to get the ideas out of their head, what they want.
Well, it depends probably on what they're ordering. So, like if somebody's ordering a belt, a lot of times people will call and have an idea for a belt. We can't really do anything until we get a measurement. And so it's like there's kind of different ways for different things, like what style you want something made. And that's really the most important part is the construction of something. Because if it can be beautiful tooled, it can have, exotic inlays, and, it can have gator, ostrich, whatever. Well, if it doesn't function, it's just a pretty piece of junk.
Right.
So we have to start off with construction and exactly what somebody wants, whether it's a shave kit or a briefcase or a saddle or a belt. And then from there, you just kind of probably your personalizations. If you want your brand, like if you want your after P, your name or anything like that on something, we need to figure that out. And then we can kind of work from there on, do you want floral? Do you want rough out? Geometric stamping? Anything like that. So that's kind of, for the most part, just about everything that we build that'd be kind of the process for figuring out.
So when you're working on a saddle, do you kind of like sketch stuff out, or you just freelance? You just go at it?
Like there's some patterns that we've made that are that we save and we reuse. Like we'll pretty much everything is hand drawn. I mean, that's how everything has to start, is hand drawn. If we draw something that we really like, something turns out really cool, well then we'll put it on some tracing film and we'll file that pattern and reuse it over and over, whenever we want to. But yeah, good tooling's a funny deal because you're trying to fill up like a blank space and then make it pretty. So all these different blank spaces, unless it's something that you build all the time, like your belts and spur straps that are a set pattern, a lot of times you have to hand draw things just because you're trying to, fill up different shapes and stuff.
Sure.
So your layout is different.
Gotcha. So talk about your coming up as a kid and all that. Brothers, sisters?
Yeah, from originally Belgrade, Montana. I lived there till we lived there till I was probably 12 or 13, somewhere around there. And we all rodeoed. I'm the youngest of four, so oldest brother Colt and Cody is the second oldest, and then my sister Katie Williams now, and they live right next to me, right across the fence. But we've all grown up rodeoing. My brother roped calves, team roped. My brother Cody, he roped calves a little bit, mostly just team roped. He pretty much graduated roping calves when he was going to high school. And then Katie, she's the best one out of all of us. She got all the talent somehow. But she's made she's won the breakaway finals at the national finals breakaway, and won the high school finals. And they went to college here at Weatherford. Cody won the college national finals for Weatherford team roping with Matt Robertson, and Katie made the college finals several times here at Weatherford. So it was kind of, I grew up just in a rodeo family and amateur rodeoing in Montana. We moved from there when I was probably 13 to a ranch in central Montana, the Glenny Ranch, owned by Janie Carlson, and we lived there for 2-3 years and helped run that ranch, Black Angus cattle, and putting up hay in the summer and feeding cows all winter, and branding, all that type of deal, just the full deal. And then my dad, he went to start a company for a guy named Dale Little Soldier in North Dakota, oil field company out there. Beaver Creek is what the name of that company is, and they built it from 2 trucks to I don't know how many now. It's a big operation now. But yeah, just kind of bounced around amateur rodeoing then around that time, from time I was about 13 till I came to Weatherford here. So it was kind of Arizona, Wyoming, Montana, Texas, Oklahoma. We were kind of all over the place.
Nomads.
Yeah, we were nomads. We didn't really have a home camp, so we were living out of a horse trailer. Spent a lot of time in Cody, Wyoming at the night rodeo, and gave trail rides in the daytime. There's a little mountain right there, right behind where they have the pro rodeo. You can see in the pictures, there's a mountain right behind the boxes, and it's a pretty good sized mountain. And we would give trail rides up and down that all day long, because I had to do something for money,
I'm sure.
So we would do that. The fees at the night rodeo were $25 at night, and so I'd make enough money off tips giving trail rides all day. And my horses were tired by that night; they were ready to. The arena was fun for them; they wanted to get off that mountain, and so that was kind of what we did for a while until I went to college here and started doing the leather deal. But yeah, just true rodeo nomads for a few years there.
Yeah, I think that's common in that world, that industry.
Yeah.
What about your personal life? Kiddos, wife, girlfriend?
Nope. My girlfriend Cassie, she's right here, and she's pretty much the CEO of KC2 Leather. Really, we couldn't do any of it without her. She she's tech support, janitor services. she does.
Highest paid employee you have?
Yeah, not a very good air conditioner technician, as we talked about earlier. But yeah, she's on the. She probably could get paid a little better. She's currently getting paid nothing. So.
Well, that's common when you mix that with your relationship sometimes.
Yeah, we couldn't do it without her, though. She runs she's building a website right now for us where we finally have enough stuff built up for inventory that we have a reason to have a website, because for years it was, if you're a custom one-man shop, just give me a phone call.
Right.
So now we're trying to get some stuff more ready for inventory, like reins, head stalls, just a lot of good using tack. Some of it may be tooled. I'm sure we'll have some tooled belts and spur straps and portfolios and things on there in the future. But right now we've just got a bunch of reins. We've been working on that, and head stalls and stuff. So here in the not too distant future, we'll have all that up, and people can go there. Yeah.
How many employees you have?
Well, including Cassie right now, 3. So yeah, Cassie, and then a girl named Shelby Riley, who she's worked at Teskey's for 7 years probably. She's worked for Dale Martin, and she just started for me this spring. And then Sunny Bruner, she just started here about last month. So we're kind of new.
You working with all females?
Yep.
Oh, crap.
I'm trying to get my buddy Tanner Field to come work with me or something.
That would be rough.
Yeah.
I gotta hang out.
Good. They honestly don't hardly talk. They work, but they just, especially Sonny, but they put them headphones and they get lined out on what they're supposed to do, And they put their headphones in, and you don't hardly hear. They just work their butts off, so they're
awesome.
doing good. Yep.
I don't have that with Lauren and Jada.
No.
We just came back from Utah and wherever else in the world we've been, but 2 days or 3 days with them, that's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially if you miss your plane gets delayed for hours and hours and hours. So
Yeah.
yeah. But
Where'd y'all get delayed?
Iowa of all places.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the next day my flight to Georgia was delayed 2 hours. So but it was I was plenty frustrated time all that happened.
Well, I know Lauren good enough. I feel just terrible for you.
We were so bored it was aggravating. So and then she went and robbed the store of alcohol that was already closed. So that did get on my good side.
Okay, I was gonna say we might have to do some editing on this, Brad. I don't know where this story is going.
You hang around hood rats, you get hood rat shit.
Yeah.
Well, where do you see your business going?
I don't know, because I didn't really have any vision for where we are now. I just like the work, so we just I just fell in love with tooling, and then I always wanted to just build a saddle. I was like, that seemed like, I mean, years ago, like before I'd ever built one, like an impossible task, which is like for hobbyists and people getting into it, and some people get pretty into it before ever building a saddle. I mean, obviously you have to be like, when you build a saddle, it is all of the different aspects of leather coming into one thing. Like you have to be, I mean, especially if you're tooling it, you got to be proficient at, all your pattern making. You got to be handy with every tool in the shop, wet molding. I mean, just everything that you can think of with leather goes into a saddle. So I didn't even know if I could ever build one of those. And then you build one and you're like, oh, that wasn't terrible. I could do that again. Mm-hmm. So you build two, it gets a little simpler. And now I've built 50 and it's still, you start just zoning in on the details more and more every time. Now it's like, oh, well, I could probably build one, I could build one now in 40 hours like some of those guys say, but the process that we build them on, I'm like, no, I mean, I would have to change the way we do everything to build them in that time frame. And there's so many saddleries that you can go to. I mean, it's not hard to buy a saddle. You can walk in Teskey's 10 minutes down the road and buy 300 of them. Right. So the only real reason to come to a shop like ours is because we don't build saddles like other people do. Right. So, or that's our goal, what we want to do. So it's slow. You're gonna have to wait for a long time, but hopefully you still have the saddle in 30 years. And right. It is good or better 30 years from now, whereas, a good life of a saddle for most production saddles would be, you'd be lucky to get 5, 7, 8, maybe 10 years out of one if you are lucky. Right. So,
well, we have the same mindset because with Rafter P, it's the same way. Like I don't want to be in a restaurant and somebody walk up to me and say how crappy of a job I've done, or right. the window's leaking, or this door's leaking, or roof leaking, or whatever. I want it to last as long as the product is manufactured to. Yeah. So, and I've always put more into buildings than most people, but it doesn't matter. It's the way I wanted it, and people will pay you for it.
And that's hard to do, especially at first before you start getting paid for it.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, to stay on that longevity of 5 or 6 years and you're barely breaking even. And then when you finally start making a little money and you can be able to grow, it's like, that's when it was kind of rewarding for me. Yeah. But I never, it was the same thing. We started building, we were building stuff off of napkin drawings. Right. Now we build off a CAD system and parts and all. Like it's changed so much, but right. we haven't changed nothing about us, but we're just more efficient. Yeah. So that's what I'm after. And it drives people crazy because they ask me like, well, what is your goal for the year of how much money you're going to make? Like, I don't think that way. Right. I just work.
Well, if you would have thought that way at the beginning, you would have never, that's what I'm saying. Like at the beginning, it's hard to do that because the only way you get paid and what you get paid now is because of your reputation. Right. Well, if you're not willing to kind of suffer for a while of, you know what, we're going to lose money to redo this or to use this material, or whatever it is, well, you're not going to get paid for that maybe for years, like really what it's worth. But it's the right way to do it if you have that conviction, and over time, like that's why, that's why you can get paid what you do now is you have a track record of buildings and quality that's, for years now. Well, now you do finally get paid for it.
Right.
But for a long time, it's like, that's the same thing with us. It's like you have to rebuild something or whatever, and you're going to lose money on it, where it'd be really easy to just be like, we're not doing that. But, I think that's how you get to where you are now.
Yeah, I agree. Been a long journey, but it's been worth it. I got some good people around me, too. That's what I like. My earlier years, more or less everybody that got fired, I beat their ass, so to speak. So they got fired fighting. But I learned to cool down and not be so high-headed and just work through stuff and pay people more. And I got better quality work. I got better quality people. Actually, like hanging out with the people that worked for me, before.
Well, that makes it so much more fun. And with your business, you have to have more people where, like, I could just stay a one-man shop forever. But, like, to me, it's way more fun having, some people around that you're working with some people that you can teach. And that's like she's there for, she worked, like I said, for Teskey's and for Dale for a long time and very handy. But like stuff that she's learning now as far as tooling and all that stuff goes, it's just fun to see and work with other people like that. And I'm like, I don't know how long she's going to be there. Hopefully for a long time. Hopefully she loves it and stays forever. But we've been just working on tooling, and it's like, it's rewarding just to see that. And I'm sure it's the same way with your employees. Like, you can get somebody started on a project, and it's like you got to hold their hand for a while, and then after a while, it's like, man, you're coming up with your own ideas and things that are better that maybe I wouldn't have even thought of. Right. And that's pretty fun. Yeah. Like that kind of makes it feel like I don't know, there's just some camaraderie there that is, it makes it a lot more fun.
Yeah, it has to be there. If you're going to have a successful business and happy people, and that's what I like to do. If you had to tell yourself at 18 or tell an 18-year-old advice, what would it be?
Oh, man, I don't know. I'm probably, I don't know. If you love something, if something eats you up, I would say just stick to that, because you can get sidetracked easily off something that pays better. But I don't know, because I haven't went that route either, so I don't know what that's like for somebody. Maybe it's better. I don't know. Maybe take the money. I don't know what to tell you, but I've enjoyed building this and going through all the hard times. And it's like, if you love something, I think stick it out through the hard times, because it's pretty rewarding to start seeing it. And I don't know where we're going to get. I hope we're going to go a long ways from here, obviously. I'm pretty young. I'm only 30, so got a long ways to go.
Sure.
But, yeah, it's been pretty rewarding. Just, I feel like in the last year building the new shop, because for years we were in like a 12 by 20 little building, just myself.
Oh, wow.
I was the only one building stuff in there. And last year and a half, I guess, a year and a half ago, we started building the new shop. And now we're adding on to it. We're adding another shop onto the side of it, because we've got so many tools that I didn't even know about back then, that I didn't understand how to use them, didn't know what they did. And we've got so much stuff in that shop now that I thought this shop that was twice the size that I needed is now full. And now I got 3-4 people in there. And I'm like, we're going to have to build another shop, which is pretty cool. I'm like, oh yeah, it's fun now.
You never can build one big enough, I can tell you that.
Yeah.
When I'm in the business, and all my builds are too small. You start accumulating a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. I like everything I have under cover, so if I can put it there.
Yep.
Tractors, trucks, and all that. But, so.
I'm just lucky my tools are a lot smaller than your tools.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. Just big stuff.
Yep.
If you had to define grit in one word, what would it be?
Define what?
Grit.
Grit?
Or what's your grit?
In one word, I don't know.
It's the hardest question that's asked, to be honest with
Yeah,
you. Because grit pretty much sums everybody up.
I just you gotta be. I just tenacity. I guess you just gotta
That's a new one.
you gotta just grind it out. I mean, there's just like people want to sign up for the big deal now in the leather work deal is all these online classes, and that's great. Like amazing that people can get that information now, and props to the people who are doing them. But like that's not gonna get you there. You're gonna have to figure out what works for you. You're gonna have to figure out your system, and you're gonna have to bust your ass to get where you want to get. So, I mean, if you don't know how to get started, classes are a great way to get started. But nobody's gonna teach you, how to be successful or teach you how to really build anything. Honestly, like they could give you a template, they can give you this and that, but you're gonna have to put in some long hours. And I mean, there was years of not sleeping. Like I remember one year, 2018, I entered BFI, and I'm trying to get ready to leave, and I like sold us out. BFI fees are like $2,500 a man, so for me at the time, like that's a lot of money. And I mean, it's in Reno back then, so now it's in Guthrie, but Reno is like 28 hours. I sell saddle to pay my fees. I'm like scraping, clawing, trying to do whatever I can to make money, still practice, still be prepared to go. It's like the week before, and I'm like, man, I ain't gonna have enough money to make this trip. I spent like 4 days. I remember like I didn't sleep for 4 days. I remember my mom this was back like when I was living at my folks' place, and it was like, she's like, you're gonna have to sleep. Like I stayed up for 4 days, and it wasn't like just staying up 4 days driving or something. I mean, we were working. I was working for 4 days straight, and then slept for 4 hours, loaded up the rig, and drove to Reno. I finally got to Flagstaff, Arizona, pulled into the fairground, and said, I'm about to run off the road. I got to get horses put up to sleep for a little bit. I pulled in the night before the BFI, and I mean, slept that night before they're open, but I look back on that and I'm like, I don't want to go through that again. But that's some of the stuff that you might have to go through to get where you want to get. I mean, classes and stuff that may make it easier, but you're going to have to go through some you're going to have some grit, like you're saying. You got to be a little bit you got to be a little bit psychotic, maybe.
Yeah,
honestly.
I agree. I agree with that. I'm plain psychotic. But, crazy hearing your generation. I mean, I'm 46, you're 30. There's not a lot of young generation that are doing that. Like everything I had to accomplish, like to learn how to rope, I had to work clean stalls, and borrow a horse. I couldn't afford it. As a kid, stuff like that. People don't do that no more. Or they go work with somebody to learn a trade for cheap. Now you got to beg people to work. Or beg people to want stuff. Even for their own self. And I think that just blows my mind. But it's nice to see, younger generation. There is some people left that still do that.
There's some. This girl is Sunny Bruner. She's young. She's 18 and just started there. But I'm like, I've been so impressed with her because I'm like, she'll work there all day. She gets there early, gets there 45 minutes early. A lot of the time gets started, stays an hour late. And then like she gets done and she's like, hey, do you want me to take these reins home and finish tying these knots? I'm like, no, you just work like 10, 11 hours. Like go home and like you're 18. Like, so there are some people, but you can't teach somebody that. Like I don't know where that comes from, but some people have it, some people don't have that. So you got to have that.
I agree. So what do you still rope?
Yeah, I've not been roping that much this year. I've roped my whole life. The least I've ever roped has been the last 6-7 months. We've been just trying to get everything caught up more and built up more to where I can actually maybe leave and go rope again. But I've spent the last 15 years of just roping, and always kind of like you're trying to juggle roping and then this business. And that's why you end up working 4 days with no sleep. Because it's like, now you're having to put everything into two things. And really, I think you're really just half-assing two things is what you end up doing.
Yeah.
And I just feel like to really make a lot of progress in either one, I kind of have to go one direction or the other. And for me, it makes more sense. I've got more invested into the saddle and the leather business. And I'm still roping. Like, I'm still training some horses. Jackpot when I can. But, yeah, it's been last 6 months, I've definitely been roping way less than I ever have.
Yeah. I just treat it as fun now. I don't try to compete, don't try to do none of that stuff, because obviously I'm gone all the time. So
Yeah.
I like to pick up a rope every once in a while and play, but other than that, I can't do it.
I'm thinking about maybe starting heeling because I'm like heading anymore. I'm an 8+ header, so I can rope in the opens or the 16 or whatever. It's like, if you're going to go roping those ropings, you better be working at it. You better be sharp. Mm-hmm. Like, I've rodeoed the last 3 years, made the Texas Circuit Finals the last 3 years, which I've rodeoed pretty good. Like 22 is the most, like, just with this business and stuff, not really having no backing other than what I make in the leather shop as far as funds to go rodeo. It's impossible. But, and especially now, like 4 years ago, it seemed a lot more realistic. With what things cost now, I'm like, I don't know. You have to get on a heater from the beginning and stay on one to not have to come home and scrape things back together. Because I've done that a lot, but 22 was probably the only year that I've really been able to honestly go to, like, you can go to 75 rodeos. Well, you can go to however many rodeos you want to in the PRCA, but you can count 75 rodeos right now. They kind of have changed the count. It's been 65. It's been, whatever. Right now, I think it's 75. So you can count 75 rodeos as far as how much money you win for the world standings. And I think at 22, I went to 60. And probably 40 of those were Texas Circuit rodeos that most people wouldn't count. People who are planning to make the NFR are not going to count those. Like, you're going to count only the rodeos that are probably 10,000 or more added money in the team roping.
Right.
And most of the rodeos that I went to that year were probably 5 or 3 or 2, And I think I won 40,000 or something that year. I finished second in the Texas Circuit, 48th, 49th in the world, something like that. That's the only year that I was able to even really make kind of an attempt at it with this. So I'm like, and that was a lot of work. So I'm like, I think I'll just focus on the leather and the saddle business and stuff like that. And if it gets big enough to the point that we're making enough money that I can go do it again, then great. But I'm loving what I'm doing now. So if that doesn't happen, I'm okay.
Well, another thing too is you got these 15, 18-year-old kids out there on an $80,000 horse all day long.
Yeah.
Pretty dang talented too.
Yeah.
That's
and what people want for even horses that aren't very good, people want 80,000 for them.
Yeah.
And it's like,
especially in this market right now.
Oh yeah. When I was growing up, you could buy a horse for 15, like Arizona jackpotting in the winter. Like, the going rate for just a decent jackpot horse was like 15 grand, 20,000. If you paid 50 for one, that was big.
Right.
Like, that was like, you better, like, that horse better work out. Now it's like people give 50,000 for a 4 or 5 year old that ain't done anything, that maybe went to some fraternities, and the fraternity deal is great, but it's like, they can run 4 steers over the course of several hours.
Yeah.
It's like, if you take them out of the fraternity setting, you might pay a lot for that horse, take them out of the fraternity setting, go to a jackpot where you might have to run 10 steers on them very aggressively, and you might have to do that in 30, or not 30, but, maybe an hour. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's pretty hard to keep them together at that rate. So, then you might need 2 or 3 of them.
Right.
Now it's getting real expensive. Mm-hmm. So, the rope horse industry, it's going really good, but it's definitely made it, if you're a guy who's wanting to go rodeo and jackpot and do that for a living, it's made it a little bit tougher to afford that. But I'm really happy to see the the trainers and the fraternity guys and stuff. I mean, those guys have put in a lot of work for a lot less money than they should have been getting paid for a long time, that it seems like that's turning around. So it's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we're going to wrap this up. It was an interesting conversation. Learned a lot about leather tooling and all the different techniques and about your life.
Yeah.
We haven't got to talk a whole lot, but
Yeah.
if we haven't been drinking.
Yeah. Well, I've got to hear your story a little bit too, and it's pretty cool. It's been fun getting to know you.
Well, thank you.
I appreciate the invite, being on here. It's been fun.
Yes, sir. Thank you.